Hey there, Social Security warriors. Are you ready to talk about your hard-earned money? Because today, I've got the full scoop on the February 2025 Social Security payment schedule. And spoiler alert, it's packed with updates you don't want to miss. Here's the deal. If you're among the millions of Americans depending on Social Security checks, this month's maximum payment of $3,100 could be a game changer for your financial plans. But when exactly are those checks hitting your bank account? And how does the payment schedule align with your birthday, disability status, or SSI benefits? Yep, we're breaking it all down. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. This year's cost of living adjustment, COLA, is the biggest we've seen in years. That extra bump could mean more money in your pocket, but do you know how much more and why? Plus, I'll give you a sneak peek at how inflation and recent policy changes are shaping what you can expect in the future. And if you're wondering about direct deposit timing versus mail checks, don't worry, I've got the answers. So, whether you're someone who marks every payment date on your calendar or you just want to know when to check your account, stick around. This is your money, your livelihood, and your right to know every detail about it. Now, before we dive into the nitty gritty, let me ask you a favor. If you find value in content like this, breaking down complicated stuff in simple terms, smash that like button. Seriously, it helps more seniors like you get this information. And don't forget to subscribe because you deserve to stay in the loop about every Social Security update. Ready? Let's get into it. All right, let's get straight into it because there's a lot to unpack when it comes to your Social Security payments for February 2025. Whether you're getting retirement benefits, disability, survivor benefits, or SSI, you need to know when to expect your money. And let's face it, timing is everything. Now, here's the kicker. The payment schedule isn't as straightforward as just picking a random date on the calendar. It's tied to your birthday, your benefit type, and even how long you've been receiving Social Security. Confused? Don't worry, I'm here to break it down in plain, no nonsense language. First up, let's talk about how the payment schedule works because there are always new folks jumping on board who might not know the system yet. If your birthday falls between the 1st and the 10th of the month, you're part of the first wave of payments, landing on the second Wednesday of February. For February 2025, that means your payment will hit your account on February 12th. Easy, right? But if your birthday falls between the 11th and the 20th, you're in the second wave. Your check arrives on the third Wednesday, which is February 19th this year. And for those of you born between the 21st and the 31st, your payments are set for the fourth Wednesday or February 26th. So mark those dates, folks. If you're on SSI, though, your payment schedule is a little different. SSI always arrives on the first of the month unless it falls on a weekend or a holiday, in which case you'll get it early. For February, SSI beneficiaries should have already seen their checks come in on February 1st. Got it. Now, if you're receiving your payments via direct deposit, the money usually hits your bank account early in the morning, think midnight or shortly after, depending on your bank's processing times. But if you're still receiving paper checks, yes, some people still do. It could take a few extra days for the mail to deliver it to you. And let's be honest, depending on the efficiency of your local postal service, you might want to keep a close eye on that mailbox. Either way, direct deposit is the way to go if you're looking for reliability and speed. Seriously, why wait for the mailman when you can get your money almost instantly? All right, let's get into the juicy stuff, that $3,100 figure. This is the maximum monthly benefit for someone who has worked their entire career, earning the maximum taxable income, and waited until 70 to claim their benefits. I know, I know, most of us aren't seeing $3,100 a month, but it's still an exciting benchmark to talk about. For the average retiree, the benefit amount is closer to $1,827 per month in 2025, thanks to this year's historic cost of living adjustment, or COLA. Speaking of which, let's take a moment to appreciate that COLA. It's the largest in years, coming in at 3.2%. That may not sound like much, but for someone receiving $1,800 a month, that's an extra $57 in your pocket every single month. And hey, every dollar counts when you're managing a fixed income, right? Now let's address the elephant in the room, rising costs. Yes, the COLA is meant to help offset inflation, but does it really feel like it's enough? Groceries are more expensive, utility bills are through the roof, and don't even get me started on healthcare costs. Medicare premiums went up this year too, which means some of that COLA bump might already be spoken for before it even hits your account. And here's where it gets even trickier. If you're one of the many seniors relying on Medicare Part D for prescription drugs, you've probably noticed how chaotic the annual enrollment period was for 2025. There have been significant changes in drug pricing and coverage, which means it's more important than ever to review your plan and ensure you're not paying more than you need to. If you haven't already checked in with a Medicare expert or your local benefits counselor, now might be the time. Let's shift gears and talk about something that could affect Social Security payments in the not so distant future: the trust fund. Yep, the dreaded topic no one wants to think about, but everyone needs to know. Right now, the Social Security Trust Fund is projected to run out by 2034. What does that mean for you? Well, if Congress doesn't take action, benefits could face a 21% cut across the board. Imagine getting a fifth less every month. That's a tough pill to swallow. And while it's true that politicians have been kicking this can down the road for decades, the reality is that we're running out of time. Some proposals on the table include raising the retirement age, increasing the payroll tax cap, or tweaking how COLAs are calculated. None of these are particularly popular, but something's got to give. If you're wondering how this might play out, stick around because we'll keep you updated as the debates unfold. Now, here's another wrinkle: mass deportations and their impact on Social Security. I know it's a touchy subject, but hear me out. Did you know that undocumented workers contribute billions of dollars to the Social Security system every year? These are people who pay into the system but can't collect benefits because they're not eligible. If policies shift and these workers are deported en masse, that's money that will no longer be flowing into the trust fund. It's a complex issue with real implications for the solvency of Social Security, so it's worth keeping an eye on. Speaking of future changes, let's not forget about the ongoing debate over privatizing Social Security. There's a proposal floating around to hand over $1.5 trillion of the trust fund to Wall Street, essentially letting private investment firms manage your retirement money. Proponents argue it could yield high returns, but critics warn it's a risky gamble. Remember 2008? Yeah, me too. While this idea isn't new, it seems to resurface every few years, especially when the trust fund solvency becomes a hot topic. Whatever your stance, it's crucial to stay informed and make your voice heard when these proposals come up for debate. Now, back to the February payments. If you're new to Social Security or just started receiving benefits, you might be wondering why there's so much emphasis on the payment schedule. It's simple. Knowing exactly when your money is coming can make a world of difference in managing your bills, groceries, and other expenses. And let's face it, when you're on a fixed income, every day counts. If you're not already set up for direct deposit, now is the time to make the switch. It's faster, more secure, and lets you avoid the hassle of waiting for a paper check. Plus, with mail delivery times being as unpredictable as they are these days, why take the risk? Before we wrap up, let's talk about how you can make the most of your benefits. For those of you still deciding when to claim Social Security, the timing can significantly impact how much you receive each month. While the full retirement age is currently 67 for most people, you can start claiming as early as 62 or delay until 70. The longer you wait, the higher your monthly benefit. But that's not always the right choice for everyone. Your health, financial needs, and life expectancy all play a role in this decision. If you're unsure, consider consulting a financial planner or Social Security expert to weigh your options. All right, folks, that's a wrap on the February 2025 Social Security update. If you found this video helpful, do me a quick favor and smash that like button. Seriously, it's the easiest way to let me know you appreciate this content and want more of it. And hey, don't stop there. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you'll never miss an update. Social Security is complicated, but it doesn't have to be confusing. Let's navigate it together, one update at a time. See you in the next video.